Following an investigation of Southern African prehistoric communities and Bantu kingdoms, I must consider this question: where do the Bantu originate? Is it possible to relate them to the evolution theory? Can we trace their genesis back to the books of the Bible? How about the ancient Sumerian writings? This is a historical subject that has captured the interest of numerous scholars. The origin of the Bantu is a question that requires our attention. Let's also ask ourselves, is the Bantu concept authentic or fabricated? To produce an objective narrative, I will examine the Bantu theory in various academic and historical texts. First, let's find out what Bantu means. Among its many connotations, the term Bantu designates a group of Africans who speak more than 500 related languages and dialects throughout the continent. The historical roots of the Bantu idea. The Bantu concept has several roots, such as the Bantu philosophy, the expansion of Bantu people, and the evolution of Bantu languages. The idea of tracking the Bantu people's origins on the African continent is known as the Bantu migration or expansion. This subject is being debated. Some claim that they moved throughout Africa in quest of resources and land, having started in West Central Africa, which includes present-day Cameroon and Congo. Other scholars claim that they began in Northeast Africa and then spread throughout Africa. Archaeological data supports these theories. However, the conclusions have drawn a lot of criticism. The common Proto-Bantu language, which is thought to have been spoken in present-day Cameroon, is believed to be the ancestor of the Bantu languages. Wilhelm Blake, 1827 to 1875, coined the term Bantu to describe the group of languages. In all these languages, a human being is referred to as Muntu, Mutu, or Munu, and a group of human beings are referred to as Bantu, Batu, Vanu, Anu. In 1910, Stefano Cowes outlined what he believed to be the Bantu way of thinking in his article La Psychologie des Bantu, Bantu Psychology. Since these results above indicate that these people are African, let's investigate the origins of the African race. The Sumerian texts and the Bible are among the ancient sources I have selected. Sumerian texts can be found in the writings of numerous authors, including Donald Blackwell, Sonny Ramirez, and Zachariah Sitchin. Our forefathers used the majority of old literature to teach us lessons, but as modern humans, we have labeled them as fairy tales or folk tales. Generation after generation has passed down stories about our origins. On the other side are the historical records known as the Sumerian tablets and ancient writings like the Bible. Since most of us were raised in Christian homes, we tend to believe in biblical tales. We consider the non-biblical stories to be works of fiction that are meant to impart moral lessons. There is a story of humans coexisting with supernatural entities in every Bantu ethnic group. Our forefathers used supernatural powers to produce natural resources like rain, according to African tales. Are these stories based on historical events? I think to get the origins of the African race, let us dive deep into what is called the history of ancient civilization. The recorded oldest ancient civilization in this world is found in what is called the Sumerian tablets. This, according to researchers, is the history of an ancient country called Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia is believed to be present-day Iraq in Asia. Some researchers argue that ancient Mesopotamia was bigger than Iraq. They assert that it included the Middle East and the African continent. The Sumerian civilization, founded around 4,500 before the Common Era, is more than 5,000 years older than the Bible's Old Testament, which was written somewhere between 1000 to 900 BCE. Same as ancient Africans, the Sumerians were polytheists. They believed in many gods. Some researchers claim there are some similarities between the Sumerian texts and the Old Testament books in the Bible. For example, the story of creation, the story of the floods, and the Exodus. The question is, does the Old Testament Bible originate from the Sumerian tablets? We have the story of Africans mentioned in the Bible. Egypt's word is mentioned more than 700 times. The kingdom of Cush and Ethiopia is also mentioned in the Bible. According to the book of Genesis, Table of Nations, Ham in Hebrew was Noah's second son and the father of Canaan, Cush, Mizraim, and Put. Josephus and others understand the descendants of Ham as having settled in Africa. Egypt is referred to as the land of Ham in the Bible. More than 20 allusions to Africa and Africans can be found in the book of Psalms. Africa and Africans are portrayed in the book as oppressors, foes, and a tool of Yahweh's redemption. If the Old Testament books are linked to Sumerian tablets, this suggests that they represent records of our history. Is it possible to trace our roots using both the Sumerian texts and the Old Testament? Archaeology and human fossil data show that both the Sumerian texts and the Bible were written a long time after the advent of the first human race. However, they are the only sources that can assist us trace our ancestors. The Sumerian tablets contain a story about extraterrestrial beings known as the Anunaki. These entities are thought to be the ones who created modern and advanced humans. The Anunnaki are thought to have created the first humans, a hybrid race with the spark of divine knowledge. They combined their highly developed extraterrestrial genome with that of early hominids through genetic engineering and manipulation. Ninma, an Anunnaki scientist, genetically modified humanity with the aid of Enki and Hermes. According to some scientists, the Anunnaki deactivated their more complicated DNA, which is why less than 3% of human DNA is active. There is proof that there were other humans on the globe besides Anunnaki modified creatures. Who are the beings who aren't linked to these ancient aliens? Are Africans linked to the Anunnaki?